use our personal experiences to find things that we don't think are working real well. Over a year ago, I got my first business license. I do mortgage loans kind of as a single guy. And I was not real thrilled with the process that I went through. I was given bad information about fees and prices and requirements and things. Finally got it through, and decided my license for a single one guy doing mortgage loans to be $600. And to give you a comparison of that, a surgeon is $200. The credit unions that do mortgage loans also, but their license is $150. Chiropractors, $150. You know, there's a realtor's $150 or $200 depending on if they're a broker or not. So again, to me, you said, well, how come this one's $600? And nobody gave me an answer. I made the mayor aware of it with a lengthy treatise I'd written and compared some of our fees for business licenses in categories with surrounding cities. I was assured at that time, and it's not just mine. I mean, if you look through this list, you see several. Say, well, how come that one's so expensive? How come the tattoo parlor, which you might think would be, isn't? And so it looked like there needed to be some work done on it. I actually offered to help, but I wasn't taken up on it. But I was also told that was on the agenda last year for the city licensing department to take a look at that and try and readjust some of those fees and bring them in line with our competition, if you will, other cities and other areas of the region. I just renewed my license, $600. And to my knowledge, there's been nobody review those schedules of fees yet. But I think I heard recently it's on the schedule again for sometime later this year. Again, volunteered to be a one-man citizens committee to do a comparison chart of us and the categories and surrounding areas. But do you know if that really is on the schedule, what the schedule is?
John, the reason we charge you so much is because we really value what you do. More so than just about everybody else. To be serious though, it is something that's it's now actually part of the council goals that were adopted last November, and I'm not exactly sure when implementation is scheduled, but it is something we're going to do. One of the problems that we've had, well, let me tell you what our success is. Our success has been in that regard. In terms of business licensure, our turnaround time has improved considerably. That's something that Development Services Department worked on and has been good at doing. The relative fairness or equity issue, letting do pays what on the for business licensure is something that we're planning to do, and we just haven't gotten that far into it yet. But it's part of the council goals. We are going to be accountable for it. Do you remember exactly when we're doing that? Is it the end of quarter four? Okay. All I can say is John will get back to you on it, and if we can use some outside help, I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So another comment along that same
Sure.
line is that if you sell tobacco products, there's one set fee. I think it was $150 every 6 months. And so here we sell cigars, and maybe $100 a year, and I still pay $150 every 6 months. Whereas Safeway, Walmart, or not Safeway, but Smith's, Walmart, all of those, they sell thousands of packages.
Kathy and John, I wish I could address your questions of why one category is charged so much more than another. I really don't know the rationale behind it. Maybe people with longer tenure in this organization than I could address that question. Richard's fairly new at his post as department head, but do you have a sense of what the development was of these fees? And
I'm not sure, how some of those were arrived at and why there's a difference between, like you say, somebody that has much smaller volume, and apparently the fee must not be based on gross receipts.
Yeah.
right,
Well, we got away from it. We went to, we no longer do cigarettes. We went to consignment our cigars, and that gentleman carries the license.
No, I mean, you know, I'm not I wish I could answer the question. I can't. I think these are good questions, John. Why you would be charged $600 and the surgeon charged $150? I don't know.
Or more comparable, a real estate agent, kind of comparable things.
Yeah. Legitimate questions. I am confident we'll be able to address them.
I assumed way back when there was some guy on the commission that developed these fees that was in the mortgage business and didn't want any competition, but that's my fault.
Cindy, go ahead.
Andy, I can say that, it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago now. The city did look at all of their fees, and we did redo fees, and we did some comparisons with like, you know, areas, you know, like cities and stuff. So that has been done once, and yes, we need to do that again. I don't think we were able to do it as comprehensively as we would have liked. You know, so, but it has been addressed. It's not like it's the same fee schedule that was, you know, developed, you know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But
Yes, thank you, Cindy. Again, it is in the queue. It is something we're going to look at. And again, I wish I had somebody here who knew what the rationale was for assigning the cost to the various licenses and categories.